boys into men? That's a question the staff and students of Year 9 at Sydney's exclusive Scots College have been finding the answer to over the past 4 months. 190 boys have been living rough in southern New South Wales. It's been tough, very tough, but it's taught the teenagers a lot about themselves, each other and growing up.
I've found out who I really was, and it's given me much more independence.
It's a big statement for a 14-year-old boy, but there's nothing remarkable about Saxon Glover. Any one of the 90 boys here gave the same answer. The toughest 6 months of their lives had also been the most valuable. Nestled amongst the rolling paddocks of Kangaroo Valley is the cluster of dormitories and classrooms which make up Glengarry, the school away from school. 4 months ago, the boys arrived here, exchanged uniforms for boots and jeans, and luxury for basics.
You start at 8:40.
In class at 8:40?
Yeah, and you go to 4 o'clock with lunch in between. And at 4 o'clock you have the run, or help around the property. And then at 6 o'clock you have dinner, and at 7 o'clock you go back to school till 9.
So I guess a lot of the tasks that the boys are performing here would be quite foreign to many of them.
Very much so. A lot of the boys have never ever had to clean out a toilet bowl, or some of them had to do dishes, but they never had to peel 40 kilograms of potatoes or wash out dirty pans or whatever.
Headmaster Keith Curry was given the unenviable task of breaking in the first batch of boys to stay at Glengarry. The 12-hour academic day was matched by a rigorous physical schedule, hikes twice a week, and an exhaustive list of other activities. Many of the boys arrived unable to walk 1 kilometre. 6 months later, they were running 20.
How you going?
Fine, thanks. How are you going?
My legs are pretty sore.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where do you find the energy, the willpower to keep going for 20 kilometres like this?
Mostly in your head.
Yeah?
You got to keep pushing yourself with your head. Just saying, all right, your legs aren't sore, you know, you can do it. Pretty please. Oh, I'm nearly dead. Pretty please.
They've been pushed beyond the limits they set themselves, and now they can achieve a lot more academically, physically, spiritually, emotionally. They have, hopefully, some sort of value system by which they can guide their lives, which is the entire purpose of this place.
Ben Harris, winner of the final 20-kilometre marathon, typified the challenges the boys had learnt to take on regardless of their size or strength.
Ben, what is it that gets you through 20 Ks like that?
I don't know, I just usually sing a song to myself.
Yeah?
Just don't think of the pain and that. Just keep running.
Living 20 to a dawn, spending nights in the bush alone, and being denied access to sweets and television all sounds pretty tough. But after all, we are talking about teenage boys who can think of a way around almost anything.
You can't really get much through the mail, but there's always an odd excursion that comes up and brings stuff back in. And
In the socks or the...
Bound to make money that way.
How much is the average Mars bar worth?
No, you can get them for about $4 when there was no excursions, but then lots of excursions this term, and so they're going for $1.
Yeah,
It's all supply and demand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Changes.
The final night of the boys' 2-term stint, and it's a time for fun and relaxation. The teachers play waiter to their surprised students as the canteen becomes a questionable French restaurant.
End table left-hand side, looking for 8.
You get to know your teachers and stuff because you go on hikes with them, and they're sort of more close and they care whether you're going well, and they help you.
And we can just go and talk to some of the teachers, you know, and about our problems or anything, you know, and they help us out.
As the flag was lowered for the final time before the trip home, a second group of Year 9s were already preparing for their turn at going bush. Back in Sydney, a rather less athletic, paler group were saying goodbye to Mum and Dad. Looking at them, it was hard to believe that in 6 months they too would sport the sunburnt and healthy physiques of their predecessors. For the Glengarry staff, it was a case of starting all over again, the first job being to haul out that hidden contraband. If there is a sad side to this story, it would have to be that all Australian kids can't enjoy this sort of opportunity, the chance to take on these challenges and win.
Let's go. Oh,
Thank you very much.
And
Yes, boys will be boys. I guess it gives them stamina. Glad it's them, not me.